What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. So today I'm going to give you a more up-to-date overview, the good, the bad, and the ugly about my 2017 KLR650. I've had it for I believe it's a few months now, and I wanted to give some honest opinions on everything. So let's go get started. Okay, so we have better lighting over here. So first of all, I wrecked my car a few months ago and I have not had transportation. I've been like on a scooter, on a bicycle. To say the least, I think it's kind of jarred my back around. That mixed with some like poor deadlifting and stuff like that. So I will say this information that I'm about to say probably does not apply to everybody. I think if you're used to riding dirt bikes, it's gonna be completely fine. Even before I messed up my back on deadlifts on a flight recently, because my weight's a lot heavier right now and I think my butt and my glutes are just really aggravated and my low back just gets really aggravated really easy. On a flight I was on, it was an excruciating pain. So I don't think it has to do with the KLR completely, okay? I will say the seat is not the most comfortable, but even a few years ago when I went to Vietnam and I rented a motorcycle for like 3 weeks, I felt the same exact pain. Okay, so it's not necessarily the KLR has like a bad seat or anything. It's not like horrible. It's nice and soft. I think what makes the hardest thing for the KLR about the seat is I'm 5'9", and it's kind of like a slight tippy toe to the actual ground. So for somebody that's like maybe 5'7" or something like that, 5'6", you may be able to get the coil adjusted. I don't know if that adjusts that low. I'm sure you can get it lowered or something like that, or just, you know, add a lowering kit or something. But I will say, because you're stretching and you're kind of popping open the pelvis all the time and stuff like that, and you are sitting on a pretty narrow spot, it is a better seat than like a dirt bike or something like that. But remember, when you're riding the KLR, it's an adventure bike, so you're probably going on really long trips and stuff. I'm sure this guy is not calling me, and he is. Shit, I gotta go. Okay, so let's see if we can get some more of this stuff done. My damn shipment's not gonna be delivered because he told me he was on his way, and then he told me, no, I'm just kidding, I'm gonna be like 3 hours. That's not funny. All right, back to the KLR. Let's talk about a few things, okay? I have taken it camping. I had a passenger on it. I had a absolute ton of cargo, probably at least 100, 150 pounds worth of crap on the back of it, strapped down, rode fine, no instability issues. One thing I will say that I noticed about the front end gets a little bit squirrely as far as like, it's very top heavy, but the front, and that could be just because I need a new tire, but it doesn't seem like it's that bad of a tire. I do run off-road tires on it currently. I don't have street tires. I would assume that probably makes it a little bit better, but that to me is, what's the point of having an adventure bike if you're gonna do that? For me, that's just for me. Pannier side kits, I'll put a couple links in the description below. The ones I'm gonna get are gonna be the Tusk. The Tusk is like $300 or $400. You get the 2 side boxes and the actual rack. So a lot of places will sell them separately. On the Amazon link in the description, I'll put them in there. I have never had a bike with hand guards, and this is actually amazing. I just used these about 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago I was riding through the desert and I went through a bush and didn't even touch it, like it didn't even touch it. And something I noticed is I've ridden in the cold and it blocks a ton of the cold. These are just like factory plastic or whatever. You can get some hard metal ones, and maybe I'll get some eventually. I have laid the bike down, okay? I've a couple times actually. I fell over in the parking lot because where I live, it's like gravel. It's not, there's no like actual pavement or anything, so it's a little bit of a pain in the ass as far as that's concerned. But my foot slipped and I wasn't paying attention. I was really tired and fell over. I do have the crash bars on here. And they have saved the bike both times because they protect the fairings from being damaged, which is really cool. I got my bike on eBay. That's another thing. It only had 3,000 miles on it. Since then, I have put 1,600 miles on it, which is really fast. I've been all over the place. One thing I don't like about this, and it could be just because I'm not used to it yet, I haven't figured out how to, I think there's some kind of stop mechanism or whatever, but you can't pop the clutch to start when you stall out. You have to like restart it with the electric start or whatever. Which I think kind of sucks because to me it's like, hey, it's a dirt bike, it's clutch, pop the clutch and go. It doesn't work like that. Apparently that's not a thing. There is no fuel gauge, I guess, on like, from what I've read, all of them. It's not that big of a deal. It does have a pretty big tank. Yesterday, I filled it up and it was like pretty much bone dry. I think it cost like $14 or something like that. And now it's pretty much full, so, and that's because gas is really expensive. Not that I pay attention to that shit or anything. I don't really care. It's whatever, gas is gas. I have heard a couple things that some people would say highway pegs would be really good. Bringing your handlebars up and getting a new set of handlebars. I don't really understand why the hell you would do that. Maybe bringing the handlebars up, but I don't understand why these handlebars are not sufficient, but some people are bougie or whatever. The mirrors are perfectly fine. They have come loose a couple times just from laying the bike over in the dirt a couple times up north. But I tightened it back up and had no problem. If your bike has this little, not this box, but this little thing here, there's a little secret compartment with like a toolkit, which is really cool. I did just attach like a little bike light right here because to have like an additional, you know, like work light or something like that, or like a hazard or anything like that if I need that. Periodically checking the gas is an important thing. I run out of gas even if there is a gas light, so it doesn't really fucking matter to me because I run out anyways because I'm a dipshit. As far as handling with the passenger, I think it's perfectly fine. I don't have any issues. The bike is extremely, extremely, extremely top heavy. And you can feel that right away. You're gonna have to probably have some decently strong legs. And I'm not saying that like you couldn't ride it if you were 60 or 70 years old. You probably could, that's fine. But just understand that the bike does want to constantly lay over. And if you park on a hill, because it's so top heavy, it will try to tip on you pretty easily. Other than that, as far as speed is concerned, apparently that's, let me make sure nobody's calling me. Speed is a concern. So with a lot of people, they want to go fast on a bike. I'm actually the opposite. I am a bit of a speed demon and I do not buy crotch rockets. I do not buy fast bikes because I don't want to go fast. I don't want to die. I want to stay alive. I do wear a helmet. It's right over there. Full face helmet, which I would totally recommend. I wouldn't recommend goggles unless you're just primarily going on dirt. And if that were the case, I'd probably get a dirt bike. I wouldn't get something so top heavy. Top speed, I've had it up to 75, really pushing it, white knuckling, scared as shit. I do not enjoy going that fast on two wheels because I have wrecked a quad, and that was 4 wheels, and I was going like 130, and I split my helmet in half, broke my shoulder, messed my body up pretty bad, and I got pretty lucky, so I'm very, 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 very careful. By the way, be careful, wear a fucking helmet, okay? It takes 2 seconds to throw a fucking helmet on. You can break your arms, break your legs, but if you break your fucking head, you're done, dude. So please pay attention to that shit. And just because you ride a bike doesn't mean you have to ride like a dickhead, okay? Yes, I think other people should watch out for us and stuff like that, but we should watch out for them too, and we should just show them just the same amount of courtesy, okay? I think that's important because you see a lot of bikes that drive like shit. Headlights. Headlights are actually really fucking good. I can't see great at night, and I'll be honest on that. And I have to wear glasses and stuff. But the headlights and the brights work really good. I like them a lot. Suspension, perfect. I'm gonna put a link in the description below to the seat. I know I elaborated a lot on the seat, and I probably didn't come back to that full circle and explain what I was going to tell you about the seat. But the seat, there is a seat, and I will put it in the link in the description, okay? It's like 300 bucks. There's like an 8 or 12 week wait for it, but apparently it's like the best seat out there. I'm gonna be getting it soon. It turns the seat into a dirt bike and Harley seat, meaning this part stays this way, but then you get like the shovel dip that sits lower to the ground, and it's more like fanned out and everything for more comfort and stuff like that. And what it is this part pops off. I don't know how this, I would assume, apparently I'm missing the thing there, I didn't realize that. This comes off, and you actually peel the actual fabric off and then re-staple and put the other one on. So it's a little bit of work involved, but from what I've heard, it's the absolute best thing you can do for this seat. And that probably will be the first thing I get besides the pannier boxes. I'm trying to think about anything. If you guys have questions, make sure you ask them. It's about 100 bucks to do the fuel, or to do the oil change at the Kawasaki dealership, which I think is actually absolute fucking bullshit, because it doesn't take but 5 minutes. You can get the stuff for less than 30 bucks on Amazon, and I will link that in the description below. Remind me if I forget these links. But I think the single most important thing right here is gonna be this little box that I put on. This is just a toolbox. You can get like that top box and stuff like that, but it's like $400. That cost me $27, and I used some bolts and shit that I had sitting around here. And I have bungee cord straps. I carry a shitload of groceries, and this is about twice as wide as the other one, which is a fucking huge thing. Like the pannier box, or the top box, is only like this wide. My shit's like this wide, so you can fit a bunch of stuff in there, which is really nice. And it actually has a couple locks, or a couple latches, and then you just lock it and it's good to go. And I've ran it through rain and everything and had no problems with it. And as far as get up and go, I've had no problems with it being able to get up and go. It has plenty of oomph. It definitely crawls up stuff. It's not very windy or anything like that. I'm trying to think of anything else that I can cover. I actually, if I had to recommend it compared to the Harley that I drove, 100 times better than the Harley. The Harley scared the fuck out of me. I had a Harley 1200 Sportster Series. It was like a 2005, I believe. And I've had multiple different bikes and stuff like that. And I would say by far, this, I want to figure out what's going on. I've heard some fork stabilization upgrades and stuff like that help with the front end so that it's not so blowy and stuff like that. But this is by far the most stable, comfortable street bike I've ever had. It's kind of like a crotch rocket dirt bike 4x4 thing. Like, it's just a little monster, like just a little thumper. Just works really well for exactly what I want. I'm gonna go on some long trips. Like I said, I've already put 1,600 miles on it. I've gone up north like 10 times. I've gone on multiple, 200-300 mile runs, and I've liked it a lot. So if you have any questions, please ask, and I'll put all those links in the description below. Keep up the good work. Be safe. Please wear a helmet. If you don't be fucking stupid and do dumb shit. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope that information helped.